Hi, and welcome back. I am at the wastewater treatment plant with Phil McClary, and what is your title here?
I'm superintendent out here.
The superintendent of the wastewater treatment plant. So let's start out, first of all, what is a wastewater treatment plant?
Well, it is a place that all your sewage from the entire city actually comes here.
Wow. So every time you go to the restroom,
Yes.
it ends up over here.
Yes.
Okay. So before we get into what happens after it gets here, let's find out a little bit about you. So how long have you lived in Martinsville?
Virtually my entire life.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And how long have you worked for the city?
22 years.
22 years. And has it all been here?
Yes.
So 22 years at the wastewater treatment plant. That's another example of our dedicated workers that work for the city. And talk about the epitome of behind the scenes. People don't even know this facility's here, let alone what Phil McClary does.
Right. They don't.
So,
have no clue.
So what is this room that we're standing in? It looks like a lab.
That's what it is. It's a laboratory that we do testing for all your wastewater.
Okay. So once the water, where's a good place to start? Once the waste gets here, what happens?
It goes through a grit removal and a trash removal system up on our pre-treatment building.
Okay.
After that, it goes into aeration basins, and from there, it goes to clarification.
Okay.
And from that, it goes to a UV building, which eliminates most of your E. coli.
Okay.
And then from there, it goes right to the river.
So does most waste have E. coli in it?
All human waste does.
All
yes.
human waste does?
Yes.
Okay, so then after it goes through all those different levels, then the water's clean?
Well, it comes in, let's say, when it comes in, we get rid of 95%
Okay.
of all the waste.
And then where does the water go after that?
Just down to the river.
Just down to the river?
Yeah.
Okay, and then the whole process starts over again, probably?
Yeah, well, yeah, because from the river, it'll actually go to Spencer and down through there. And some of those towns actually use that water for drinking.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah.
Wow. And then eventually ends up in probably the Mississippi?
Mississippi and then the Gulf.
And then the Gulf, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So why do you need to test it here?
Well, we actually have more stringent, what I want to go. Yeah, I can't even think what it's called. But anyway.
Regulations?
Yeah, more stringent regulations than drinking water does.
Really?
Yes.
Why is that?
They don't want to infect anything in the river, fish, wildlife.
Because it ends up in the river,
Yes.
and like you said, some people even use it
Yes.
to drink down
Yes.
in southern Indiana.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. And so what else happens here that we need to know about?
That's basically, I mean, we take whatever goes down the stool or your sink, because there's a lot of grease and everything else that goes down also. And we take all that out and turn it back to pure water.
Okay, so here's a question for you. What is some of the craziest stuff that you've seen flushed down the toilet?
We get money.
Money?
Yeah, we'll find dollar bills every once in a while.
Really?
Yeah. The worst thing that I've ever been told is somebody's false teeth. And they actually called to see if they could get them back.
They called to see,
Yeah.
Did they get them back?
We told them they didn't need them back.
Oh, yeah. Once it's gone through that.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Just go back to the dentist and
Yes,
start over.
Get new ones.
Okay, so false teeth, That's crazy. Anything else?
Well, a lot of kids' toys,
Oh, yeah.
so we get a lot of that stuff.
And obviously you just throw them away.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'd ask you this. Can we get a tour?
you sure can.
All right. Follow us. We're going to check it all out. Okay, now what building is this?
The headwork that we actually call it the pre-treatment building.
Pre-treatment building.
Yeah.
All right, so the water comes here first?
It comes in from over there.
Okay.
We have two main lift stations. One over by Hobson Chevrolet, which we call Centerfield, and there's one over by Bender's.
Okay, yep.
That's the Mitchell lift station. That's a brand new one. That
Okay.
was just built last year.
Oh, yeah, I've heard a lot about that.
So it's all collected into those two stations and then pumped to here.
Wow. All right, and then eventually does this machine move?
That's broke right now. I got a
Oh.
belt that's on it. That's where all the sandy, gritty stuff comes out of.
Okay.
This one's the one that the trash is collected in.
Oh, okay.
You want to see
Yeah.
what that? This is stuff people flush down the stool.
This is stuff that people flush down the stool that isn't toilet paper.
That's correct. And those are those wipes that people put down and they clog up our pumps.
Wow. So would you recommend people don't put wipes down the toilet?
No, put them in the trash can beside your toilet.
Put them in the trash can beside your toilet. Okay, so Phil, we were just upstairs and you were poking at those wipes and stuff.
Yes.
After it goes through that machine, it comes down this?
Yes.
And ends up in this dumpster?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Matt. Show them. All right, where to next?
Go to the aeration basins if you want.
Yep.
This is exactly like the human body.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay. Because you said you don't use chemicals. It's all
It's
natural,
all
right?
natural biological treatment.
Interesting.
With each one of these two tanks is about 1.1 million gallons.
And how many tanks do we have?
Just the two aeration basins.
Okay. And so where we were just at, the water comes into here and then it purifies, right?
Well, it actually is food for
Uh-huh.
all these other biological creatures to start eating.
Got it. Okay. And then where's
Alright.
it go after this?
From here it goes over to the two clarification tanks.
Okay. And we saw that when we were up top.
Yes. And you can tell this is nice brown. It doesn't stink.
No, it doesn't.
If it's
But
got
I
a
wouldn't want to
good-
go swimming in it.
No, because that's an automatic 3-day stay in the hospital if you go in here.
Is it really?
Yes.
Has anyone ever fallen in?
As far as I know, nobody ever has in these.
Good.
But with the air on it, you'd probably sink like a rock.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's so gross. All right, where are we at?
This is a clarifier.
The clarifier.
Stuff that come out of the aeration tanks
Uh-huh.
come up in the center of this ring and spreads out. It all settles to the ground, to the bottom of the tank, and this is what's left over, clear water.
Wow.
You saw how dirty that looked.
Yep.
This is pure clear water.
Yep, and this is what we send to the river.
Yes.
Got it.
It goes through one more stage, which is the disinfection
Oh, sure.
to kill. That doesn't necessarily kill, but it sterilizes all the E. coli so it can't reproduce.
And that's what gets us to the 95%?
That's part of it, yes. Right now, if I took a sample of this water, I'd probably be 95 to 98% clearer than what was coming in up there.
Okay, sure. Well, Phil, we appreciate you taking the time to show us around. I tell you what I love about Phil is he studied on his own, got certified on his own, and you've really made a career out of this, and it's
Yes.
because of you and your workers and your staff that we're able to have sewage. If it weren't for this, it'd be like the old days where we'd have to throw our sewage out in the streets and walk around in it, right?
Yes.
So thank you for what you do.
All right, you're
We
more than
appreciate
welcome.
you.
Thank you.